the choice was get the job, keep your job, don't get the job, and we'll fire you.
So they actually fired you?
Yeah, I got fired. My official termination date was the 17th of April, which was 3 days after Queensland lifted their restrictions. So I literally got fired for absolutely no reason.
Hey guys, this is Yasmin from Rebel News Brisbane, Australia. I'm here with Robert, who worked for 10 years at Woolworths, and you were just fired, was that right?
Yep, that's true, yep. Worked there for 10 years, worked in many different departments, worked through all the lockdowns, worked through all the times when people were freaking out and, taking all the toilet paper and all the mints. Worked through all of that. People were saying that I won't say we were good heroes, but, people were coming up to us and thanking us. And then, all meant absolutely nothing a few weeks ago.
So you're an essential worker, I believe, what they call it over here. So you would have been masked up, doing horrendous hours, I'd imagine. And what did you see? Was it as crazy as the mainstream media was showing? Like no toilet paper?
Meanwhile, the panic of purchasing toilet paper has reached a new low.
Hey, stop! That's enough!
Yeah, there was many times my store was just completely out of toilet paper. I worked in 2 stores during the period. So the first store that I worked at, as soon as it all hit, there was no chicken, no mints, because I worked in the fresh convenience department at the time. And then when I moved stores, I was in the online department, so I was going around doing people shopping for them, and it got hectic actually. We got so many orders that they had to cancel orders and put a limit on how many things people could order. But yeah, I remember there was probably about 3 or 4 times when people started panic buying and all the chicken and all the mince was gone, and yeah, it was crazy.
So what store did you work at?
So the first one I mentioned was Spring Hill, just in the city here, and then the second one was Ashgrove, which was the one that I did the online shopping in.
So you worked for Woolworths for 10 years?
Yep, 10 years, yep.
And so what happened? I'm presuming it was the mandates?
Yep, so I think it was around the 15th of November. I was on my tea break and the store manager came in and announced that there was a mandate come in. And, I got angry, so I stormed off out the store. And and then since then I was trying to have meetings with them and trying to tell Woolworths that this isn't right. People should have a choice, especially with all the hard work that they did. And throughout the months leading up to the 31st of March, they started imposing the policy, started having meetings with them, and they never really cared for what I said. I printed off documents that I'd found online and stuff like that, and I was trying to back up what I was saying and my point of view in all of this. And my store, they were good. They listened to me, but they were helpless. It was high up that was enforcing all of this. So I'd have meetings, I'd talk to them, I'd be like, look, this is what I found out, this is the research I'm doing, and they'd listen. But yeah, higher up didn't care. I started getting letters as a reminder to get my vaccine, and I was like, not going to happen.
So you had no choice at all? There was no, you can go try and get an exemption, or...?
They said you could go get an exemption. I know one person who went to get one. I don't know, I haven't got my facts fully right on this, but the last thing I heard that it was declined because it didn't have a date on it or something, and it was declined by the head chief medical officer of Woolworths, who I think is in Brisbane. And there was also religious exemptions, which I thought was a bit stupid. Anyone could say that they're religious and get an exemption. They did offer that, but I don't think they stuck to their word.
So was anyone else in the same position as you? Did you work right up to the point and then you just had to walk? They fired you, I presume?
Yeah, so I worked up till the 31st of March, and then actually I left early because there was a protest that day. So I just walked out halfway through my day and was like, yep, see you later.
Did you get any holiday pay or anything paid out, or...?
I was using it all up to come to these protests. I didn't want anything from them after that. It's if you're not going to keep me here because of my choice, then I'll just walk out when I want to, which is what I did.
So time doesn't seem to mean anything anymore. Was there anyone who had worked longer there?
Well, I was the only person in my store that got fired. There was actually a girl here who went through the same thing as me at a different store. But yeah, I know people at my store that waited up until the very end, and then they just caved in, which I think is really disappointing on Woolworths that they did that to their staff.
Yeah, enforcing the jab on them.
Yeah, they say that they weren't, and they kept telling me that like the store managers were not to say what people should do, and that it is our choice. But the choice was get the jab, keep your job, don't get the jab, and we'll fire you.
So they actually fired you?
Yeah, I got fired. My official termination date was the 17th of April, which was 3 days after Queensland lifted their restrictions. So I literally got fired for absolutely no reason whatsoever.
That's terrible. So what are you doing now?
Well, I'm in a band. We're doing an album, so I've been working on that, writing lyrics and that. And just trying to keep my passion going.
Well, you've certainly got the hair for it.
Yeah, I actually chopped off a bit off the other day. It was like right down here. But I'm going to start looking for a new job soon, and I want people to know, if they do shop at Woolworths, the sort of company that they're supporting. My sister works for Woolworths, and I said to her the other day, I just hope you realise what sort of company you work for. And she agreed with me. She got the job, but yeah, she agreed with me.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't understand, like, these mandates are gone, but like place like Woolworths, first of all, it was just your one, and then your two. Is there going to be a third on the way?
Well, yeah, I was worried about that, and a lot of people knew my position at my store, and they said, "Oh yeah, I'm not getting the booster." I went, "Well, if you refuse to get the booster, you're just going to put yourself in the position I'm in after already getting the vaccine." So I don't know. I don't understand why people say they're not getting the booster when they've already gone and got the vaccine.
Yeah.
Whether they've woken up to it afterwards, but yeah, I don't know.
Cool. Have you tried speaking to mainstream media, or have they not listened?
Actually, I haven't actually. Yeah, I saw you going through the march, and I thought, oh no, I'd like to talk to them. Like, I've seen your stuff online, so.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, great to speak to you, Robert.
Thank you
Thank you for sharing your story today.
Well,
nice to
thank
meet
you.
you.
Cheers, thank you.
Loyalty to any job is one thing, but being loyal to a job after 10 years and then being fired for not taking a vaccine is another. What does a supermarket have to do with your personal autonomy? I never thought I'd be doing a story like this one, but unfortunately there will be more of them. With your generous support, if you could give what you can, and please go to brisbanereporters.com so we can keep giving you stories like this one. This is Yasmin Sawyer for Rebel News.